Shalom, Shalom, Mission Never Brother Thunder from W5 Detroit. And I want to give all honor and glory, always and forever, to the Most High God, Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Today going to be a quick, or not necessarily a quick, exhortation on requirements to be a husband and responsibilities as a husband. And the first responsibility was given to us in Genesis. Let's see what I want to get first. Alrighty. Okay. Genesis 2 and verse 18, it says, "And the Lord said, It is not good that the man should be alone, that I will make him a helpmate for himself." So the requirements for a husband, clearly you would need a helpmate that would conduct with you and operate with you and be under the program that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah put you under. And it said, verse 24, "Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh." So you become one flesh with your rib. Your problems become her problems become your problems, and you guys operate together. In the spirit of the Lord, the requirements of a husband. This is Genesis 18 and verse 18. "Seeing that Abraham should surely become a great nation, should surely become a great and mighty nation, that all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him, and they should keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment, and that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he has spoken of him." As a husband, he gave you that helpmate to help you birth a family, to help you learn long suffering, for you to understand the burdens of a woman, and to be compatible with her to be compatible with you, right? But as a husband, your job, your requirement, your responsibilities is to structure your household, to make Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah the foundation of your household, your family. I'm gonna get a few more. This is Genesis 35 and verse 2. It says, "Then Jacob said unto his household." So he said unto his household, he said unto his children and his household. It says, "And all that were with him, put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean and change your garments." And your responsibilities as of your household is to tell your family that, and conduct them and rule over them, to tell them what to do. That's just the truth. It says, "And let us arise and go up to Bethel, and I will make thee an altar unto God, who answered me in the day of my distress, and was with me in the way which I went." It says, "And they gave unto Jacob all the strange gods that were in their hand." They wasn't Lot's wife. They turned around and said no. No, they gave unto him what they had. As you supposed to, if your husband tell you to do something that's righteous and it's done in a righteous way, and he didn't say it in a mean tone or anything of that sort, give that man the uncleanness so he can get it out of his house. Because this is his house. He loved you enough to let you conduct in it and say this is part of yours. But when it comes down to the judgment of the Lord, like Adam, like Abraham, like Jacob, like Moses, "O bloody husband, thou art to me." Because the Lord's going to judge him for what goes on in his house, because he is responsible for it. This is his responsibility, his requirements that the Lord put him on the earth to operate. All right. "And they gave unto Jacob all their strange gods that were in their hand, and all their earrings which were in their ears. And Jacob hid them under the oak, which was by Shechem." And if you're refusing to give your husband your idols, then you don't love your husband, because you're willing to let idols dwell in your house and possibly get him put to death, get him judged, because he's telling you to give him to you, he telling you to give them to him so he can make sure you clean. He's clean. His whole house is clean. But you're moving in the spirit of Satan, and now his whole house is unclean. But he told you to give them to him. Now you bring a judgment to that man, and he didn't even ask for that. He not moving in that spirit. And Lord willing, he is giving grace and compassion and mercy from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. All right. Let me go to the book of Joshua. The mighty book of Joshua, chapter 24, and verse 15, it says, "And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or of the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord." So the man in his household conducted himself to serve the Lord. And why is he trying to teach you so much? Because he cares about your spirit and your soul, and making sure that you are in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah for the day of judgment, and for every day, which it can come any day. He said, sin life at the door if you do it good. If you do it evil, sin life at the door. If you do good, will you not be accepted? So we got to make sure we're moving in that spirit of our forefathers, reading these accounts from old to conduct ourselves in the future, to move in the spirit of the Lord. Right. Let me get this. What I want to get the book of Isaiah 62 and 10. This is the book of Isaiah 62 and 10. Go through the gates. Prepare ye the way of the people. Cast up the highway. Gather out the stones. Lift up a standard for the people. And that's the men of the Lord's duty. They are here to pave a way. That Yahweh Shah talked about, that John the Baptist talked about in the past, that Isaiah spoke about before though, to pave that way for his household, to lead his household and be that righteous example for his household, right? And while he's doing that, he got to make sure that he's moving in the right spirit of conducting with his wife a specific way. Also, the book of 1 Thessalonians, let me say chapter 3. Okay, 2 Thessalonians. This 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 10. It says, "For even when we were with you, that we would command you, that if any will not work, neither shall he eat." And we know through the Spirit, Matthew 4:4, man shall not live off bread alone, but by every word that proceeded from the mouth of the living God. Deuteronomy 8. So same spirit that we moving in as a man to feed our household, to provide for our household. If a woman want that, she has to submit and follow under the order of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, which is the head, the husband. The head over the husband is Yahweh Shah, and the head over Yahweh Shah is the Lord, is the Most High God, Salakia. So a man going to work, providing for his household, and reading the scriptures, stressing his mind, praying fasting, studying, doing the work, going on the highways and byways, getting his hands clean, putting iniquity from him, like Job 11 and I want to say that's 14 say, if iniquity be in your hand, put it away. Moving in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, working, as I say, then a woman should be in order along with that, following behind that righteous example. Let me get this in the book of Sirach 27. And this is how a man continue to stay in the spirit and continue to be a better husband, following his responsibilities. This is the man's responsibility. This is Sirach 27 and verse 3. Unless a man hold himself diligent in the fear of the Lord, his household shall soon be overthrown. Because you have to be in control of your spirit. You have to be able to conduct your household, rule your household, and make sure that things go in the correct way, and you're not being pulled into mischief and folly. So we know through the spirit of Adam and Eve and 1 Timothy 2 on down how us you getting responsibilities and accepting our accountabilities today. But we know that where Satan comes from, he used the weaker vessel to try to get to the husband. So it's never going to be a time where your responsibility should be shut down and your requirements should stop. You should always be as a husband preparing for that, preparing for the weaker vessel to be attacked and her adversary to provoke her, which is supposed to be your pillar of rest, your peace, where you let your guard down at. And that's the reason why it's a never going issue. I mean, it's a never stopping issue. It's a forever going issue. This the book of what was I about to get? It just slipped my mind that fast. I'm just gonna go ahead and go here then. 1 Samuel. Down here. This the book of 1 Samuel 1 and verse 5. It says, "But Hannah he gave a worthy portion, for he loved Hannah, but the Lord had shut up her womb." So this is Samuel, before Samuel was born, his father Elkanah and his mother Hannah. It says, "And her adversary also provoked her sore." So we got to understand that the adversary be provoking our wife. She's going through mental warfare. She's going through bodily warfare. She's going through all these things. And as a man, the fear of you, pursuant to what I was about to go through, Job 28 and 28, Psalms 110 and 9, and a plethora of other precepts that we have to understand and fear the Lord and understand the spirit of a woman and make sure that we conduct ourselves with love and care when they're in their weaker state. Not forcing feeding the lamb, not force feeding the sheep, but being there for the sheep and leading the sheep in the most meek, caring, sensitive, loving kindness way that you could possibly do at that time of their weakness. Because Satan is trying to get to you through them. He's trying to provoke you, make you frustrated, make you angry, make you resentful, and feel some type of way. Like she's just not listening blatantly. That's basically what he's trying to do. And that will irritate any man. I'm talking to you, I'm teaching you, loving you. And the second that you feel some type of way, you don't listen to me no more. But understanding that Satan is provoking her. This is 1 Samuel 1 and verse 6. Her adversary is Satan. When you read Ephesians 6 and 12 on down, it says, "Her adversary also provoked her sore, for to make her fret, because the Lord has shut up her womb." He was trying to make her weak. It says, "And as he did so year by year." And this sorrowful, anger, resentful, malice spirit, it comes anytime it wants to. But it says it came to Hannah year by year, so she might be happy. Then the sorrowful spirit come, and now she's sad. She don't want to conduct herself in the spirit no more. She's not reading. She's not studying. She's rebelling against you. What you say, she's shrugging her shoulders, and you have to detect that like a metal detector. Spirit. It says, "And he did so year by year, when he shut up, and he did so year by year when she went up to the house of the Lord. So she provoked her, and therefore she wept and did not eat. Then Elkanah, her husband, to her, Hannah, why weepest thou? And why eatest thou not? And why is thy heart grieved? And am not I better than thee than 10 sons?" So Hannah rose up after they had eaten in Salon, and after they had drinking. Now Eli the priest set up a seat by the post of the temple of the Lord. So that's the spirit that you got to be in when your wife is sorrowful, when she's going through, and she's not listening, and she's not moving in the spirit of a meek sensitivity, a loving kindness, a woman. Go and try to communicate with her, ask her what's wrong for a second, before giving her the solution, before trying to solve a problem. Just talk to her and understand and peep. And let me get this other account. These are major accounts that every man, if he's getting a wife and he's have a wife, should read these accounts. One second, let me get this direct scripture that I want to get. First Esdras, the 10th chapter. No, second Esdras 10. All right. This is second Esdras 10 and verse 15. Now therefore keep thy sorrow to thyself, and bear with a good courage that which he hath befallen thee. But if thou shalt acknowledge the determination of God to be just, thou shalt both receive thy son in time, and shall be commended among women. Go thy way then into the city to thy husband. And she said unto me, that I will that I Salaki. And she said unto me, that will I not do. So this is a man moving in the spirit of compassion and care to his woman, to his nation or a woman of that sort. He said, hey, the Lord will give you what you need in due time. Even though he took this and he took that and it feel bad, go back to your husband. And she said, I will not do it. And that's the spirit that a lot of women move in today when they get upset, when they don't get their way, when their feelings get intermixed. She said, I will not do it. But as a man, this is where the fruits of the spirit kick in at, because she just disobeyed you. She just blatantly said she wasn't going to do what you asked her to do. And that could not feel good easily. It says, verse 18, and she said unto me, that will I not do, but I will go unto the city, but here that I will not go unto the city, but here I will die. And that's the sorrowful spirit. Well, I don't want to live no more. And you detected that as a man, as Jonah 4:1, as Ezekiel 44:23, you discern now, oh, okay, it's a sorrowful spirit here, but now it's an unclean level 4 here. So what do I do now? I shoot forth more compassion, and maybe I can sit down for a second and recollect my mind before I make it worse, or I can be strategic with my woman, and we're going to continue to read. So I proceeded to speak further unto her and said, do not so. Be but counseled by me. For how many are the adversaries of Sion? Be comforted in regard of the sorrow of Jerusalem. So he said, no, I don't want you to go into the wilderness and die. I want you to come just listen to me, even though she just disobeyed him. Same thing happened to Tobit between him and his rib a few times, where Tobit went off and his rib didn't conduct herself in it, and his rib was sorrowful when Tobias left, and Tobit had to stay in the spirit even when Tobit was down. It says, do not so, but be counseled by me, for many are the adversaries of Sion. And as a man, we have a lot of adversaries. We have a lot of satanic evil deities trying to come and attack us, but we're not the weaker vessel, and that's where 1 Peter 3:6 come in at. That's where Genesis 2, the rib, come in at, for a man to know his responsibilities, his duties, his accountabilities, and his requirements as a husband. If you don't have one, then you should know this stuff before you get one. If you do got one and you don't know this, I hope all is going good. But all hell can break loose fast if you don't be diligent in the understanding of the scriptures. And Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on you. I'm going to continue. It says, for thou seest that our sanctuary is laid waste, our altars broken down, and our temple destroyed. And through the Spirit, this is speaking about that woman personified as a woman when you read Galatians 4:26, Jerusalem is a mother. We're personified as a woman when you read Ezekiel 23, two sisters, northern and southern kingdom. And when you read Jeremiah, I want to say that's the sixth chapter, third verse, we're personified as a woman all throughout the scriptures. But a woman moving in a sorrowful spirit, you must know how to conduct yourself with her and not let Satan pull you in to bashfulness, I would like to say. But that's what it's Satan trying to do. He's trying to tempt you through your wife irritation and allow that spirit to jump on you. This is 1 Peter 3 and verse 7, specifically for the man, and I'm going to get back to this and talk about the whole thing. It says, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge. Give honor unto the wife as the weaker vessel, and being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered, because she's the weaker vessel, and Satan is going to try a weaker vessel a lot more. He's going to try you bogusly, and up front, he tried to sneak onto the woman and get her to feel some type of way and use her to get to you, like how he did with Adam. Like how David fell onto a woman. Mighty men fell onto women when you read First Esdras, the fourth chapter and the 20th verse. So let me get this. As a man, these are scriptures that you should know. This is 1 Timothy 3 and verse 1. There is a true saying, if man desires the office of a bishop, he desireth a good work. And at this time, the early church, this was a church father, a bishop, a leader, a man of authority. It says, a bishop then must be blameless. So as a husband, as a bishop, as a leader, you're the head of your household. You're the bishop of your household. You're the control of your household. You must continue to be blameless in all aspects for the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and for the elect's sake. It says, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach, not given to wine, nor striker, nor greedy, or filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, nor covetous, one that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. If any man knoweth not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God? So we must know how to conduct ourselves in the spirit to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and his weaker vessel, part of the creation that's fitted directly to you. It's the condition of the battle on how you talk and you deal with your household and your wife, and the submission level that you have one towards another to understand how to deal with one another. So whenever you or whenever I, as I would say, feel a spirit in your household, and always we got to kick this in. This is Galatians 5 and 22. It says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. So with a woman who have a sorrowful anger, a malice, you can pull out 2 Corinthians 7 and 9. You have a worldly sorrow, and you have a sorrow unto repentance all the time. But this is where it matters with the weaker vessel, showing gentleness, care, sensitivity, temperance, patience, meekness, and making sure you're not allowing Satan to get under your skin when he's trying to cause confusion, strife, and contention within your household. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to use the wife with her emotions to manipulate you. And you should not be able to get manipulated as a man. In any aspect, you should be on guard with your wife, who you're supposed to be a little bit off guard with, but it's the condition of the battle. Gird your loins up like a man and defend yourself. Right? Let me get the book of Ephesians, the 5th chapter. Anyway, here we go. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5. I know what I want, but it says, Ephesians 5 and 21, submit yourselves one to another in the fear of God. So we have, as husband and wife, we got to submit ourselves one to another. As a woman and as a man, it's two ways of submission. It's not just the woman is the household and the man is the household and y'all have to coexist together. That's not how that works. That would be madness. At some point, your woman will have the same authority as you in your household, and that's not how that's supposed to be conducted. What it means by submitting one to another, it means your woman have requirements and the man have requirements. Nobody requirements is above each other. As the man, you understand that your wife is the weaker vessel. As the wife, understand that your husband is the head of the household. Husbands, when your woman is in a weak position, comfort them, be there, submit onto that portion of your life, and understand that it's gonna happen a lot. When a woman gets sorrowful, get rebellious, get hard headed, want to try you through the spirit, Satan is trying her, she's being slothful, you're trying to kick up, start the engine, trying to kick start the engine, and it seems like she just holding the throttle. She's not trying to let the goddamn car start. Right? But it's not her, it's Satan trying to provoke you and stopping her understanding to be given to her. And you have to be patient and stand the fruits of the spirit while that's happening and endure that, like Matthew 24 and 13 say, Mark 13 and 13. All right. It says, for the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church. He is the savior of the body. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. And this is a heavy scripture. He's using this so we can know that when a woman's speaking and looking at her head, she's supposed to conduct and respect her. She's supposed to respect and conduct herself with him, like if she's talking to Yahweh Shah. When you look at the spirit of Mary, Martha, and all these women who lived and saw Yahweh Shah, they were on fire and they respected men a lot more than a lot of women that was before them. Not saying that Sarah didn't respect Abraham, not saying that these other women did not respect their husbands, but a lot of ways that they had, if they saw Yahweh Shah directly, it would be a lot of more respect. It would be a lot of more upfront submission toward their husbands. And our women didn't see that. So they don't fully understand that they speaking directly to Yahweh Shah when he speak unto us. When you read what's that, Matthew 25 and 44 on down. It says, therefore, it says, husbands, love your wives. Oh, so like, let me step back on this. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. In everything. Not just what you want to listen to your husband about. Not just what you cannot listen to. That's how you get Satan off of you. By your husband. He is your protector. He's your head. Yahweh Shah is our protector. He's our head. He is the function of the body. So if you're not subjected to your husband and everything, then you're going to wonder why you having all these problems. Because you're being rebellious to the first rule that Christ gave you. From Genesis 2, Genesis 1, Genesis 3 on down, since he created man and woman, was to be subject unto her husband and he protects her. If you want to rebel against your husband, then you rebel against your protection. It says, husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. And that's a part of man. Sometimes, as a man, you have to swallow your pride and conduct yourself like Yahweh Shah conducted himself with us. He gave his life for us. He was there, compassionate, being meek, being lowly, healing people, risking his life to deal with us, to make sure he get the sheep and he get his elect in Matthew the 18th chapter. in the 12th verse, he would go back and get one. If 99 he have and one of them go straight, that would complete 100. He would go back and get that one. It says, husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of the water by the word, that he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish. So that's what every man's goal is, if he's moving in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh, is to present his wife and himself and his relationship ultimately blameless. If a woman don't want to listen to that, then she wants you to present something that's unholy to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. If she truly love you, she would get in that order of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh and fight her own flesh and conduct herself the correct way in Operation Clean House, like my brother in Baltimore say. It says, so ought the men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself, and no man will harm themselves and treat themselves without patience. We're a little harder on ourselves. You should have patience with your wife and be at the same time militant, and don't let spirits manipulate you through your woman. It says, so ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his own wife loveth himself. For no man ever yet hateth his own flesh, but nourisheth and cherisheth it, even as the Lord the church. For we are members of his bodies, of his flesh, and of his bones. For this cause shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall be joined unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church. So Christ and the church is the best way if you want to get your household in order, how to conduct it. How Christ loved the church, how Paul loved the church, how they gave their life for the church, and how they had compassion on people who had spirits and demons, man. Mark the 5th chapter, Matthew the 10th chapter, plethora other precepts, Matthew the 12th chapter, Luke the 10th chapter, how they went around healing the sick and loving people who got spirits on them and getting them off of them at the same time. And in the same aspect, them people was begging those spirits to get off of them. As a woman, get over that spirit and ask your husband to get it off of you. Go get an agreement to your husband. While he is being there sorrowful, caring to you, trying to show you love, trying to forgive you, get over that spirit. Let go of those mortal thoughts, pursuing the 2 Esdras 14:14. And put on the weapons of war. Now we know the woman wasn't given the weapons of war. That's the first aspect of it. She can't fight it herself. She only can ask you for help and keep it off. And you have to grab it and take it to the front door and put it out your house, man. Get the classic real quick. Second Corinthians 10 and verse 3. It says, for though we walk in flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. And as a creation, being imperfect, even us falling, your woman is going to fall a lot more than you. You have to be there to correct her and be patient with her. And I'm going to get this in 1 Peter, the 3rd chapter. I'm going to read it all the way through now. It says, 1 Peter, the 3rd chapter says, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wise. A woman that's submitting unto her husband is a powerful image. It's a powerful thing because people see that and they see the gravity, the love, the care. And how do we get that? Because don't no couple truly want to be fighting, getting into it, having problems when they see the woman submitting unto the man, following order and the structure. And everybody want that. Nobody want to be in a household arguing and having problems the whole time. That's not what a marriage or a functionable relationship look like. It says, while they behold your conversation coupled with fear, who adorn, let it not be the outward adorning, the plattering the hair, and of wearing of gold and putting on of apparel. So don't let your behavior um and your spirit be conducted of how you look. Got on clothes, it's trying to be nice. Because everybody is nice when they dressed up. Everybody is nice when everything is going good. It says, but let it be hidden, but let it be the hidden man of the heart, in which is not corruption, even the ornaments of the meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of God of great price. So a woman and a man mind must be together, and they must be meek and quiet in the sight of God. It says, for after this is the old time, the holy women also who trusted in God adored themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well and are not after and are not afraid with any amazement. So the women who conduct themselves in the spirit of Sarah, um, that's her daughters. If you're not conducting yourself in the spirit of meekness, obeying your husband, Adawan, Lord, and building upon what he's given to you, even if it fall back down, and tell him, but at least build upon that. Try to build upon what he tell you to. If you try, then the Lord will give you over onto it. If you try harder and harder, then the Lord will give it to you. It says, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, as being heirs together of grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. So I think I explained that earlier. As a man, understanding that your wife is the weaker vessel, and you have to show compassion, love, and kindness, and care and forgiveness to her, because she's going to fall seven, just like you're going to fall 7 times. Proverbs 24:16. You might can get yourself up. She needs your help to get her up. And that's why I get confused at, because if you need my help to get me up, then you should be submissive unto me. But that's another part of their battle that they want to control. And it's not them, it's Satan trying to control them. But we have to understand and continue to bring these scriptures out, pray, fast, study with your wife, and get those spirits off of her and get her back into her natural role, which is to be led and to care and show compassion and teach children and be a nurturer. It says, at least if both of you rebel or you rebel as a man and go against your wife, your guys' prayers can be hindered. And that's the most important, if anything. Don't nobody want their prayers to be hindered. We want our prayers to reach onto to the skies. It says, finally, be all of one mind, having compassion of one of another. Love as brethren, be pitiful, be courteous. Render not evil for evil, or railing for railing, but counterwise, blessing, knowing that ye are thereunto called, that ye should inherit a blessing. So in your household, make sure you don't render evil for evil, and just causing all hell to break loose, especially as a man. A woman to do it subconsciously. She'll do it not even trying to do it. But as a man, you cannot render evil for evil. Control your spirit, conduct yourself, and get in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. It says, For he that will love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil and his lips that they may speak no guile. Let him eschew evil and do good. Let him speak peace and ensue it. So, as a husband, the requirements, the responsibility, your accountability is to speak peace, to show compassion, and to not entertain evil spirits. And if you don't do that, and you remain blameless in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, you will get somewhere. Let me get this before I close out. The classic. This is 1 Corinthians 11 and verse well, actually, I'm gonna get this because I don't want people scoffing saying, "Oh, this is not in the Old Testament. It's not. This is not there." This is in the Old Testament and the New Testament. This is the book of Numbers 27 and verse. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. And I say, none of the precepts slipped my mind like that. It'll probably come back to me in a split second. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse. I'm gonna start at verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. So you have God, Yahweh Shai, man on earth, and his wife. Even in the law, or it's a man that's over the congregation. A man that's over his it's slipping my mind so crazy right now. Here we go. This is Numbers 27. Numbers 27 and 16. It says, "Let the Lord, the God of the spirits of all flesh, set a man over the congregation." So I'm gonna read it back. Numbers 27 and 16. Let the Spirit, the God of the spirits of all flesh, set a man over the congregation. So it's all in the Old Testament and New Testament that a man is set over the responsibilities of the church. And your wife in the spirit of the church is supposed to be under you in compassion and care and loving kindness, and you teach her. Let me get these closing precepts. 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter. 2 Corinthians, Salakia. This is the book of 1 Corinthians 13 and verse. Okay, it's 14. 1 Corinthians 14 and verse 34. Let the woman keep silence in the church, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, also, as also said the law. But if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home, for it is a shame for women to speak in church. So as a husband, that's also your job, is to teach your household, teach your wife, so she can teach the kids in Titus 2 and Deuteronomy 6, you understand? And to conduct everything in order, 1 Corinthians 14 and 40. That all things be done decently and in order. So I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. As a husband, these are a few things with many more to come. As the obstacles we are here to fight, to overcome that spirit in your household, to overcome this flesh, to conduct your household in the right way, and to bring forth wisdom in due season. Let me get this, my closing precepts. The classic. It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon 6 and verse 16. It says, "For she goeth about seeking such as are worthy of her, shewing herself favorable unto them in the way, and meeteth them in every thought. You conduct yourself in the fear of the Lord, and wisdom will meet you in every thought. She's gonna seek out her man, seek out her vessel that she want to dwell in, and she's gonna meet you at every thought if you're moving in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah and operating your household the correct way. And with that, I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh Bashim Mashiach Malak Yahweh Shah Kwam Yashala. That one was done better.